ग्राउंड जीरो इवेंट, यहाँ रूल्स है सिर्फ तोड़ने के लिए, जजेस भी है लेकिन फैसला सिर्फ ऑडियंस करती है। तो नो।
अगली बार मुकाबले का मन हो ना तो कुछ नया सीख के आना। हमारे पास और भी बहुत काम है तुम लोगों को जलील करने के अलावा।
छूट गया।
मेरे एक वडील ने लिखा है कि बापू पहले मेरा भरोसा मेरी माँ पर था, उसके बाद शादी हुई तो मेरी धर्म पत्नी पर मेरा भरोसा हो गया, उसके बाद मेरी दत्तक बेटी के ऊपर मेरा भरोसा हो गया, अब मेरा भरोसा व्यासपीठ पर हो गया, लेकिन अभी तक भगवान पर नहीं हुआ। थोड़ी दूर साथ
ये गैप नहीं रहना चाहिए, ये ठीक कर। ए भाई इधर पीछे की तरफ देख यार, इधर प्लीज।
हर झूमर पे 4 सर्कल लगाए थे फूलों के मकसूद भाई, आपने एक क्यों लगाया?
Music becomes grand. Bum, bum, pada. And from the heavens, handsome like the Greek gods, descends the dashing crew. And the gods shower flowers to bless the lovely couple. ऊपर से फूल गिरेंगे.
But Chanda, please make sure red roses.
और पता है मेरी नीस की वेडिंग में प्लानर ने प्रॉमिस किया था रेड रोज, दिया लास्ट में गेंदे का शावर.
And we all were so embarrassed, you know.
That's just not Chanda's style. Relax. Red roses चाहिए?
Definitely.
Red roses ही मिलेंगे.
Thanks, Chanda.
देशवासियों के जीवन को, देश की अर्थव्यवस्था को कोरोना के प्रभाव से जल्दी बाहर।
Hello everyone. So what did you see in these clips today? Very first you saw that ground zero dance competition. Can I say it was a very big dance event from that movie Street Dancer 3D. Thereafter you saw that Murari Bapu Katha. That is also a cultural, social, religious event. In Baroda at Polo Ground it is held. And thousands and lakhs of people accumulate. We need proper management and organization to handle this huge crowd. Thereafter you saw that Band Baja Bharat movie. That Chanda, who was the event manager. So that was also an event, marriage event, birthday events. Okay, event management firms manage these things also. Thereafter you saw United Ways Garba. Again, thousands of people dance at the same time. Their entry, exit, decoration, food facilities, so many things are to be managed and organized at such big events. Thereafter you saw that Narendra Modi's speech on 15th August. So Republic Day, Independence Day, all these are very, very big events taking place. And these days, these kind of events are organized by specialized firms called event management firms or event management companies. And our today's topic is related to same. in the subject of AFS, we will be starting today with event management accounting. Okay, we'll be starting with event management accounting. So, very first of all, let us understand what is the meaning of event and event management. You all are supposed to write it in the notebook. So, first you all give the headings in your notebook. Event management accounting. In that, first give the heading meaning of event. I repeat, all of you give the heading in your notebooks in that meaning of event. Pause the video and give the heading event management accounting chapter, and within that meaning of event. Now look at it. What is event? Event is something, a normal term. Dictionary meaning, if you see, event means occurrence, happening. Any occurrence taking place, happening, taking place in and around you is called event. So as you can see over here, I have written, all of it write down. Event means occurrence or occasions or happenings. Now, why this events or occurrence or occasions or happening take place? Due to social, cultural, political, economic, or any other causes. Like, okay, social causes. Okay, so social causes means your marriage events, that is because you are in the society. Birthday parties, that is because you are in the society. So these kind of events, personal events, are social events, or you can also call them as private events. Cultural events which promote a particular culture. Then like Garba promotes a particular culture of Gujarat. So that is a cultural event. It's a festival also and it's a cultural event also. Political events, political rallies, the big gatherings done at the time of elections, all these are events to be managed and organized. Economic events which are purely for your profit motive. So this you can see on the right side, sunburn, roadies, all these are what? These are economic events. So these are the several causes behind why the events may be hosted. 31st year New Year parties, they are also economic events. So examples I have given you: fun fair, sports day in school, festivals like Diwali, Holi, Christmas, Navratri, Republic Day and Independence Day, concerts like Sunburn in Goa, drama shows. Drama shows in Gandhinagar, we have this nataks every alternate days or alternate weeks. These are also events. Dance competitions like we had that Ground Zero, Mr. and Miss India competitions, religious events like spiritual gatherings, that Murari Bapu Katha, what we had seen, Olympic, cricket tournaments, marriage, birthday, and alike parties. Even this vibrant Gujarat summit, what we have in Ahmedabad and in Gujarat every year, that is also a very big event. So, event we all understand, and we all understand the importance also that management of this event is not a cake of work. We require specialized, skilled services for the same. So event management means, all of you write down this in your notebook, event management means planning, organizing, and execution of a particular event. Management subject you have studied. What is management? Art of getting the things done. What is management? PODC, planning, organizing, directing, controlling. Same way, what is event management? Art of getting the event executed, event done. Okay, art of getting the things done, so art of getting the event executed. What is management? PODC. So what is event management? Planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of a event. So as you can see over here, write down, event management means planning, organizing, and execution of a particular event. Few amongst the popular event management firms include in India Wizcraft. You would have heard this in television media. You would have heard this name again and again. It's a very big event management company in India. Wizcraft, Cineyug, Pegasus, Wow Events, all these are big event management companies in India. So most probably, there are chances that after your graduation, you may secure a position in an event management company, in an event management firm also. That's why in your syllabus, you need to understand how to do the accounting for such event management firms, as these firms are flourishing very well in India. So if you secure your job or position in such a business, such a company, you must also know how to do the accounting for such firms. That is what we are going to understand in this subject. So first, we understand the accounting of event management firm, particularly the contents of income and expenditure account. Now, in this lecture, I am going to do reverse of what I have been doing in past. In past, we always see the formats first and then I give you the trick to remember the format. But over here, first I will give you the trick to remember the format. First, we will remember the contents of income and expenditure account, and then we just have to put it in a proper format, proper order. I repeat, first today I will give you the trick to remember the contents of income and expenditure account, and then we just have to put it in the proper order. So you all have to write this in your notebook. I repeat, you all have to write this in your notebook. Give the heading contents of income and expenditure account. I repeat, give the heading contents of income and expenditure account. Now, income and expenditure account of event management firm has four main parts. I repeat, income and expenditure of event management firm has four main parts. So in that notebook, all of you make this chart kind of a thing. First part is incomes. Okay, all of you are done. First part is incomes. All of you are supposed to write this wherever required. You can pause the video and write it down. So first part is incomes. We'll see it in detail with the help of a trick how to remember it. So incomes. Second part is expenses. Now expenses are divided in three categories over here. So second part is particularly which expense? Event costs. Okay, whatever event you are conducting, the cost of that event. So if you are conducting the event of dance competition, then the cost of decorating that stage, the cost of putting the banners, the cost of lightings. Okay, that is event costs. If you are having a large gathering like Independence Day, Republic Day, then the cost of chairs, the cost of cleaning the roads, okay, the cost of decorating the place over there, that all comes as a part of event cost. Marriage event, birthday parties, again decoration, hiring the party lawn or the hall or the auditorium, all these are event costs. We'll see them in detail, but the major expense over here is event costs. Then third part is administration costs. Now, since we are talking about event management firms, as you have studied in the subject of costing overheads chapter, which means indirect expenses. Same way, these event management firms have the office at the back end which supports throughout the year working of such firms. Let us say that event management firm has an office in this Central Square Mall. They are paying rent for that place. Okay, 25-30 employees are working throughout the year over there, who try to bring the business, who coordinate with the decoration things, who coordinate with the execution things. Their salaries are involved. You have a go down where you keep your decorative items for different events at a particular place. The rent of that go down, the rent of that place, all these are round the year costs which have to be borne by every event you do in this year. Okay, they are the indirect expenses which are to be borne by every event the event management conducts, because finally that cost you are going to recover from your events only. These are called administration costs. All the back-end expenses, indirect expenses which are necessary to support all the events of that firm, they are called administration costs. And then lastly, we have marketing costs, because whatever events, economic events particularly you conduct, you need to market them, you need to sell them, you need to publicly inform them, you need to invite the people to buy your tickets so that you can earn income out of the same. So marketing costs are involved. Even these big events like sports tournaments, okay, Olympic tournaments, cricket tournaments held in the country, these are also big events. They sell their tickets, they need to market, they need to inform the public. that these events are taking place. So income and expenditure account is going to have four main parts. All of you must have written it in the notebook. Incomes, event costs, that is related to particularly that event. Then third, administration cost, that is back end office expenses. And fourth is marketing costs. Now, how would you remember the incomes? See, events like if I talk about Murari Bapu Katha, Olympic events, cricket tournaments, they receive grants, subsidies from the government, non-government organizations. They receive charities, donations, a lot of funds they receive to support such big events. Yes, I'm not talking about the marriage and other functions. They are purely based on your own personal expenses. You don't receive any grant for these. But other big events, Vibrant Gujarat, you receive funds from big organizations. So major income of such big events comes from grants. I repeat, major income of such big organization comes from grants. So how will you remember the shortcut of incomes? Mostly the incomes of such event management firms comes from grant. So you remember it as most grants. How will you remember? Most grants, but double T, because there are 2 points from that. Once again, what is that trick to remember the incomes of event management firm? Most grants. Once again, what is the trick to remember the incomes of event management firm? Most grants. Now, what are these items? Very first item is grants. Okay, grant itself is an income. Then second item is, okay, the grant itself, the subsidies what you receive, the help what you receive from major organization is your income. Then after that is most, M. M here stands for merchandise. Okay, M here stands for merchandise, means whatever event you are conducting, you try to sell merchandise related to that also. As I had showed you just now, roadies t-shirts. So if roadies event is conducted, they sell their sunglasses, they sell their caps, they sell their t-shirts. They earn income by selling their merchandise items, good items also. So M stands for merchandise. And what is the income related to merchandise? Sale of merchandise. I repeat, what is the income related to merchandise? Sale of merchandise. Don't write the full forms right now. Just try to be attentive and remember them. Okay? And then when we make the format today in detail, we'll be writing already those full forms in details. So M stands for sale of merchandise. Now O. Keep this in mind. Throughout the chapter, O stands for other incomes. Throughout the chapter, O stands for other. Means if I talk about incomes, other incomes. If I talk about event cost, O will be other event costs. If I talk about administration cost, O will be other administration cost. If I talk about marketing cost, O will be other marketing cost. And all these four parts, last item will be O. Other incomes, other event cost, other administration cost, other marketing cost. I repeat, all these four parts, last item will be O. What does that O stand for? Other incomes, other event costs, other administration costs, other marketing costs. So we'll be writing in the format this O item always at the end, last item of every part. Means whatever incomes are not covered in MSTT grants, all the remaining incomes, because any new event is possible in the country. So any new event, if we could not list out the particular income, it will come in other incomes. Same way with event cost, administration cost and marketing cost. Then S. Now S here stands for sponsorship. Recently we had this cricket tournament which we won against Australia. You all could very well identify that it was sponsored by Byju's. They are also into online learning like us. Okay. So sponsorship also gets you much of your income. If any of your friends have been doing this BBA Bazigar, then BBA Bazigar is also a big event for MS University. They also take sponsorships. They come to us also. If you will want to sponsor, give a banner over there, advertisement over there. So sponsorship, okay, that also results in a major income for this event management firms. So S stands for sponsorship. Then T. Fifth point is T. Okay. Here T stands for sale of tickets. Tickets income. Okay. Events like that, Sunburn. Okay. Events like this, Murari Bapu Katha, they have tickets. You buy those tickets and they earn income from that also. So economic events take place, New Year parties. You buy tickets for those New Year parties. Okay. So tickets are being sold. Cricket tournaments, tickets are being sold. Sports Olympic tournaments, tickets are being sold. So major income also comes from sale of tickets. And then the last T stands for trust or foundation. Trust or foundation means, if I talk about the events like Murari Bapu Katha, we have specific trusts who conduct these kind of spiritual gatherings at various places, and they finance major part of their expenses also. So generally you find that a trust or a foundation is involved at the back end behind every event, big event, and generally religious, cultural and social events, these organizations are involved, and these organizations fund major part of the expenses that results into your income. So once again, most grants, what you receive, then most, M stands for merchandise, sale of merchandise. Everywhere O stands for other incomes. S, keep it in mind when you're talking about income, then S would stand for which income? Sponsorships. T would stand for which income? Tickets. So sale of tickets. Again, T would stand for which income? Trust or foundation. Okay. So grants, other than that, sale of merchandise, other incomes, sponsorships, sale of tickets, and trusts or foundations. Now we come to event costs. Write down in your notebook event costs. Most grants, I hope everyone has written it. Don't write the full form, that we'll see in detail in the format itself. Now, event cost. There are three expenses we discussed: event cost, administration cost, and marketing cost. Which is going to be the biggest part of your expenses? Event cost. Administration and marketing is going to be small amount. But event cost, hiring the place where you are going to conduct the event, decoration, huge expenses are involved. If you talk about marriage, then what is your major expense? Event cost. Lakhs of rupees you have to spend to hire a big auditorium, hall or party lawn. Lakhs of rupees you spend on beautiful decorations. Lakhs of rupees you spend for arranging the photography, videos, drone camera, etc. So event cost is the most important out of these costs. Is it or not? Event cost is the most important out of these costs. So how will you remember the event cost? Event cost important hai. What is the trick to remember this? Event cost important hai. Important IMP. So write down this in your notebook. What is the trick to remember the event costs? Event cost important hai. In this, all of you underline N A I. If you pronounce it together, then what does NAI stand for? Nahi. So NAI has kuch nahi. Means E will stand for something, VETCOSTIMPH will stand for something, but in this NAI nahi. So NAI nahi, it will stand for nothing. Okay, out of these all letters, which three letters will stand for nothing as the letters itself suggest? NAI. So there will be no full form for NAI. NAI means nahi, so there is no full form for that. You exclude that. Remaining items, let us see what is the full form. Okay, so NAI nahi, there is no full form for NAI. Now event first, E, very first major expenses, E. There are several events which call for quotations, tenders. You have to bid the quotations, you submit your quotation in tenders, deposits, expenses involved in that also. So E stands for event itself, event bidding or evaluation cost. I repeat, event bidding or evaluation cost. You have to bid for the event, you have to submit the lowest quotation or tender so that you can get the project of that particular event. Like we talk about 26th January, then Independence Day. Government invites quotations from various event management companies and the best quotation is being given the project. So you have to bid for such quotations. So what is the first expense involved over here? Event bidding or event evaluation cost. I repeat, event bidding or event evaluation cost. Then second point, V. What does V stand for? Venue or facility. Party lawns, halls, auditorium. If you're conducting road shows, big places, government's permission for that. United Way Garba, then the ground is to be acquired. So for these events, the venue is required. The facility or place is required. Very huge expense is incurred in taking that place on rent. So V stands for venue or facility. I repeat, V stands for venue or facility. Okay. First, E stands for event bidding or evaluation. V stands for venue or facility. Then again, third point, E. All of you just have to listen it carefully so that you remember it, and we'll be writing it in the next page. Now again, E stands for entertainment or artist programs fees. So in many of the big events, you call Bollywood stars, singers, artists, stand-up comedians to entertain you people. Okay, so cost is involved. You have to pay huge fees for these people to come and perform at your show, to come and perform in your event. So the fees paid to this entertainment or artists is your third expense. Okay, what does this third E stand for? Entertainment. Entertainment or artist programs fees. I repeat, entertainment or artist programs fees. Now, as we discussed, N stands for nothing. Now T, when these artists come at your place, they may be staying at various other places. You invite them. So their traveling, their accommodation, their stay in hotel, okay, their day-to-day expenses until that event is done will all be on the event organizers. So what does this fourth point T stands for? N stands for nothing. So T stands for travel and accommodation. I repeat, T stands for travel and accommodation. Okay. Once again, event. E stands for event evaluation or bidding cost. V stands for venue or facility. E stands for entertainment or artists program fees. N stands for nothing. T stands for travel and accommodation. Now coming to the second part, cost. Okay, event cost important hai. So second part is cost. C. C stands for 2 points over here. Fifth point is ceremonies. So if you conduct an event like marriage, there are various ceremonies in that, and every ceremony different cost is involved. Ring ceremony is there, mehendi rasam is there, okay, then bachelor's party is there. So many different ceremonies are being conducted. Okay, ladies sangeet is there. So each and every ceremony also involves cost. So C stands for ceremonies, and again C stands for communication. You need to inform your invitees, you need to communicate them. A menu is being prepared, itinerary is prepared. Day 1 will be this event, day 2, day 3, day 4. Professional institutions like ICAI, ICSI also conduct their WIRC council and seminars 2-3 days where they keep it in a resort and they gather all their professional people. They give itinerary in advance. You need to communicate what will be the program of those 3 to 4 days. So that event communication also includes your major cost. Okay. So C stands for 2 points, ceremonies and communication. I repeat, ceremonies and communication. Then O. What did I tell you everywhere? O stands for other. Okay. O stands for other event cost, but we'll be writing it at the last. Last item in your event cost will come other event cost. Now S. Here S stands for sanction fees. Events require sanction from local authority. So if you are going to conduct a big event like United Ways Garba, Murari Bapu's Katha, Fun Fair, Olympic, sports tournaments, etc., you require sanction of the local authorities from there. Expenses involved, they have the fees to conduct the event, which is called sanction fees. Even marriage event, if you are going to occupy a road from one distance to another, you need the police sanction or police permission for that. If you are going to fire the crackers on the road, you require police sanction or police permission for that. So the expense involved in getting that sanction is called sanction fees. Okay, S stands for sanction fees. Then again T. So one T we have already seen, traveling and accommodation. Now what does the T in case of most incomes stand for? Sale of tickets. So do you have to print those tickets or not? So T will stands for ticket production. Okay, you have to manufacture, print those tickets. Printing cost will be involved for those tickets. So ticket production or ticket printing cost will be the ninth item, that is T. Once again, let us recollect this cost, C-O-S-T. Fifth point, C stands for ceremonies. Sixth point, C stands for communication. O, other event costs. S, sanction fees. And T, ticket printing or production. Okay, tickets printing or production. Now, important, IMP. I here stands for insurance. Risk is involved when you conduct big events. Okay, there may be stampede, there may be fire, lakhs of peoples and thousands of peoples gathering may result into big damage. So you generally take insurance of that event so that if any damage takes place, your things are secured and covered by the compensation from insurance company. So I stands for insurance, insurance of that particular event. Then M stands for, what was the M point in income? Merchandise. When you sell the merchandise, you have to produce and manufacture and make those merchandise also. So production of this merchandise, cost of these merchandise items. Okay, t-shirts, etc. What you sell related to event, you will have to make those t-shirts. Cost of merchandise is the next point. M, I repeat, cost of merchandise. Then P stands for other production equipments. Production equipment means to conduct the event you require mic, projector, DJ facilities, drone cameras. Okay, so several lightings. So several equipments are to be hired, taken on rent if you want to conduct big events. Higher charges of those other production equipments are P. Okay, once again, IMP important. I stands for insurance, M stands for cost of merchandise, and P stands for production equipment. So other production equipments. And lastly, in which only H has a full form, AI has nothing. So H stands for hospitality. When the people come, hospitality means welcoming the people. You serve initial cold drinks, soup if it's a winter season. You serve some initial food, snack items. So that hospitality, welcoming cost will come in H. Okay, hospitality. And again, H stands for health and safety. Okay, again, H stands for health and safety. So what is this health and safety? Big events, you need to keep the provision of fire extinguishers. Several safety equipments are required. Okay, several first aid kits and other things are required so that you can manage the untoward events at that point of time. So health and safety cost is also involved. Once again, let us recollect all the event costs. How will you remember event cost out of all the three costs is the most important? So you'll remember event cost important here. In that event, E stands for event evaluation or bidding cost. V stands for venue or facility. Again, E stands for entertainment or artist programs fees. N stands for nothing. T stands for traveling and accommodation. C stands for 2 points, ceremonies and communication. O stands for other event costs. S stands for sanction fees. T stands for tickets. First T was traveling and accommodation. This T is tickets. So printing of tickets, manufacturing and production of tickets. Important. I stands for insurance. M stands for merchandise, cost of merchandise. Again, P stands for other production equipments, mic facility, projector facility, and other production equipments. H stands for 2 points, hospitality and health and safety. Now let's go to administration costs. Okay. Now administration, what did I tell you? Back end office work which is being conducted is called administration cost. Okay. So major administration cost consists of the staff people, can I say, who work throughout the year in office. Administration means office, and people work in office. So how do you remember the administration costs? I am staff. Administration means office. In office we have staff. So how will you remember the administration costs? I am staff. Okay. In this, AFF stands for, TAFF stands for nothing. In fact, S stands for staff only. Okay. So TAFF has nothing. There are only 4 points to be remembered. IAMS. And of course, last item is other administration costs. So I don't give you an initial for that. Okay. Last item is always other. So other administration costs. So total 5 administration costs are there. IAMS. And lastly, other administration costs, where S stands for staff itself. So I stands for general insurance. You take general insurance of your equipments, catering items, etc. stored in your godown throughout the year also, so that you can use them in various events that they don't get and they don't get damaged in between the year. So general insurance. Okay. In event cost, that I insurance is insurance of that particular event, and this I is general insurance taken throughout the year. Same way, A stands for general administration, as the heading itself is A administration. So in administration cost, A stands for general administration and office expenses, tea coffee expenses of your staff daily, electricity expenses, telephone expenses, general administration expenses of your staff daily. Then M here stands for management fees. You require a manager in your event management, specialized people who have conducted event management courses in past, okay, who have gone through that syllabus in past. So that management fees is to be incurred, right? M stands for management fees, and S stands for staff salaries. You have a huge staff working at the back end, which can be used in every event. You have to pay them salaries for every month, for every day, whether event is there or not. So your staff salaries. And then lastly, what will you have, as I discussed? O, other administration costs. So once again, which are the 5 administration costs? I, general insurance; A, general administration; M, management fees; and S, staff salaries; and lastly, other administration costs. Now coming to marketing costs. Now, this is also very relatable trick or shortcut which I have given you. How do you do your marketing? You can say that major sources of marketing are media and radio. So you remember the marketing costs as media and radio. I repeat, you remember the marketing costs as media and radio. Here, first point is media itself. So the publicity done through televisions, radio. Radio does not stand for radio. Okay, so radio is also a part of media. RADIO will stand for other full forms. So media will include that radio also. Okay, the publicity done through the television media and radio media, news channels, advertisements in between the serials, in between the movies, that all comes as a part of media and radio. So media. Then radio, R stands for research. Before you conduct an event, you need to do the research. Which place will be ideal? Where will we have less disturbance in the society? Where will more people turn up? So research is to be conducted before executing a particular event. So marketing research. R stands for research, marketing research. Now A. In marketing, what can A stand for? Advertisement. In marketing, A will stand for advertisement. So nothing exclusive to remember for A. When it comes in the market, when it comes in the administration heading, A stands for general administration. When it comes in the marketing heading, A stands for advertisement. Then D. Now D here stands for design. So if you are conducting big events, then you need to hire architects, interior designers, that decoration items, what kind of decoration and interior is to be set up. So design and production expenses are also involved. You have to make it so attractive that people are ready to come at your place. So that's a marketing cost. Then again, D stands for direct distribution or display. You directly send your salesman with the tickets house to house to buy those tickets. So direct distribution is your targeted marketing over here. Okay, D stands for direct distribution and display. Then I. Now I is a general term in marketing these days. Internet. You give advertisement on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Okay, through WhatsApp you communicate to various people. So what is this I? Internet. I repeat, I stands for internet. And obviously you all already know what does O stand for? Other marketing costs. So once again, which are the 7 marketing costs involved? First is media itself. Then R stands for research, so marketing research. A stands for advertisement. D stands for design production. And again D stands for direct distribution or display. I stands for internet. O stands for other marketing costs. So how will you remember the income and expenditure contents? Incomes most grants, event cost important hai. In that NAI stands for nothing. Administration costs, I am staff, and marketing costs, media and radio. Now all of you make this format of income and expenditure account. Okay, income and expenditure account of ... event, particulars, working notes, amount. So 3 columns. Working notes, wherever calculations are to be shown for incomes and expenses, will make it. So working notes and amount. So 3 columns are only required: particulars, notes and amount. Pause the video and make this format, everyone. Whatever we studied in the previous page, now we just have to write that in the format. That's it. Okay. Whatever we studied, we just have to write it in that format. I hope you all have paused the video and completed the format. Now, as I said, 4 parts are there. So I discuss it, then you pause the video and write it down. Very first part is income. So in the center, you give the heading as incomes. How will we remember the incomes? Most grants. So grants, then most M, sale of merchandise. Then O stands for other incomes, which will come at the end. Okay, so you can see the last item is other incomes. Then S stands for sponsorships. T stands for, there were 2 items of T, sale of tickets and trusts or foundations. So most grants. And then we'll get the total incomes. Pause the video and note down these items, everyone. Most grants is a short form to be remembered to write these items. I hope all of you would have written that. Now going further, second part is event costs. Okay. So how will we remember the event costs? Event cost important hai. So event, E stands for event evaluation or bidding costs. V stands for venue or facility. Again, E stands for entertainment artists or program fees. Then N stands for nothing. T stands for traveling and accommodation. Then cost. C stands for ceremonies. Again, C stands for communication. O stands for other event costs, but we'll write that at the end. Okay, other event costs will write at the end. S stands for sanction fees. So all of you pause the video and write down this. I hope you all would have written this sanction fees. Okay. Now after the sanction fees, we take the next, that is income, further COST. So S stands for sanction fees, T stands for ticket production. Again, event cost important hai. So important, I stands for insurance, M stands for merchandise, cost of merchandise, P stands for production equipment, so other production equipments higher. And then here, H stands for hospitality and health and safety. And then last item is always other, so other event costs. And then we'll get the total of B. All of you write down this. Incomes total, all of you must have mentioned total A. And this event costs total, you'll write it as total in bracket B. Pause the video and note down these items, everyone. I hope you all would have written this. Now going to the third part, that is administration cost. How do you remember the administration cost? I am staff. So I stands for general insurance, A stands for general administration, M stands for management fees. Staff stands for staff salaries. And last item will be other administration costs. And total of this third part will be called as total in bracket C. I repeat, total in bracket C. Pause the video and write down these items, short forms, full form. I hope you all would have written this by now. And last part comes to marketing costs. So marketing costs, how will we remember? Media and PR. PR stands for public relations. Okay. You maintain public relations and you keep on spending the amount in that throughout the year. You send gifts to your customers in Diwali, New Year and other items. You maintain the relations with them so that whenever they have to conduct any event, they hire you only because of the good relations. So that PR stands for public relations. Then radio, R stands for research, so marketing research. A stands for advertisement. D stands for design production. And again D stands for direct distribution or display. I stands for internet and O stands for other marketing costs. The total of this fourth part will be called as total D. Okay, total D. So incomes total, total A. Event costs total, total B. Administration costs total, total C. And marketing costs total is total D. Pause the video and write it down. I hope you all would have written this by now. Now going further, we'll get total expenses. Now second, third and fourth item were expenses. So total expenses E will be equal to B plus C plus D. B is what? Event cost. C is what? Administration cost. And D is what? Marketing cost. So total expenses will be B plus C plus D. In that we will add contingencies. In the total expenses we'll add contingencies, uncertainties. You keep some amount aside for contingencies and uncertainties. In events, uncertain things always take place. So whatever is the experience in past, based on that you decide every time that 5%, 10% amount you keep aside for contingencies. You add that and then you get total expenses including contingencies, that is F. E plus this contingencies will be total expenses including contingencies, F. And then finally your surplus or deficit will be A, that is your incomes, minus F, that is your total expenses including contingencies. I repeat, surplus or deficit will be A minus F. A means total incomes, minus F means total expenses including contingencies. So pause the video and write down this ending part of the format. Yes. So with this, the first lecture is over. The objective in this lecture was so that you remember the items of income and expenditure here and here itself. And I hope if you have watched the video carefully, you remember the items here and here itself. Now practical questions related to this will start in the next lecture, but we'll be following this order. One question I'll solve, writing these items along with you, and then the format will be ready in front of you. I'll be doing the solutions. So everything is based on this format only. It is a very simple and scoring chapter. That'll be all for today. Bye everyone. Take care. See you in the next lecture.